Okay, so Beachy Waves curl tutorial for you guys, because I know some of you really struggle with this at home. So I'll try and make this as simple as I can. You're gonna need clips, your iron of choice, and of course, heat protectant, which I already have on my hair. I put on Liquid Spell before I dried my hair. And you can check, I'm gonna have a little FAQ with all the different product options. But anyways, back to the tutorial. So I like to just split my hair into 3 sections. So take this top section, twist it up, and clip it out of the way. Same thing with this section. So I just sort of have that little mullety bit in the back. I'm just gonna clip this up and out of the way. Doesn't look cute, it doesn't have to be fancy. Okay, so once you have your 3 sections, I take and split down the middle and pull it to the side. Now for those of you with shorter hair, this might be challenging. And I mean shorter like here and up. And honestly, if you're curling and your hair is kind of shorter than this section, really don't stress it that much because this hair is gonna fall over and hide it. So you don't really have to fuss too much with this. But for anyone with hair longer, this is how I curl this section. So I've got it split into 2. For my density, I'm gonna split again into 2. So when you take your sections rather, you don't want them to be any wider than the barrel of your iron because it's just not consistently gonna heat all the way through. You're gonna just kind of really heat up. You're just gonna heat up the outside too much and the inside isn't going to get warmed enough to curl. You know, kind of think of like a log of cookie dough. If you just chunk the log on a baking sheet, it's not gonna cook in the middle. You have to section it into smaller sections. So, I've got my section. Gonna take my iron. I'm holding it vertically. I'm going to clamp it. This is really weird doing this in front of the camera. So, I'm going to clamp it with the little guy faced outwards because I want to curl all of these sections away from my face. So I'm gonna clamp, I'm gonna pull and do one little twist, let it sit for a second or 2, kind of loosen up the clamp and twist again. And then I just kind of like to tap the outside so I see how warm it's getting. So now that it has, you know, it's warm, it's probably been 5 or 6 seconds. I'm going to just kind of unwrap it like that, do another little twist at the bottom, and then unwrap it and pull it out. And you'll see it's kind of a spiral, but it's sort of flattened almost. This is for that really kind of natural beachy looking wave. Now, how many times you twist it is completely dependent on the length of your hair. My hair is pretty long right now, so I was able to get a few twists. Again, if your hair is shorter, you know, you might only get 1 or 2. And if it's really short, just 1 twist is fine. And that's gonna be really cute, you know, give you a little bit of a wave. So I did one side, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other, and then I'll show you the next section. Okay, so the bottom section is done. For those of you who are really looking to have a lot of hold, a lot of staying power, at this point, you might wanna go in with a hairspray to kind of set. Notice that it is still curled. I have not combed it out. I wanna let it cool off completely before I go and comb through those curls, otherwise they won't set. So I'm gonna go and spray just with a little bit of, this is the Davines medium hold hairspray. I'm obsessed with this. The can is gigantic. It's gonna last forever, but it's a really flexible spray, almost more like a heavy texturizer. I can't say enough good things about this. So if you're wanting some extra hold, but not trying to feel really stiff, this is a great option. And then after you curl your section, you'll just spray. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop my next section. That's the wrong section. Okay, I have the correct section dropped. This is the middle section. I, again, split into 2, and I'm going to start At the back, I'm taking a section that is the same size as my iron or very similar, and I'm going to start curling away. At this point, you can choose to do all of your curls uniformly going back. That's going to give you what I consider kind of more of a consistent and like glam look, or you could alternate curling away and curling towards your face, and that'll give you just a little bit more of an undone beachy look. I'm just gonna curl them all back because, I don't know, that's what I feel like doing. And then I will show you how I finish off. Okay, so we're at the top section. I've dropped it. I have split it in half again. It just makes it easier to get to the back. And now, depending on the density of your hair, you know, you may need to take more sections than I did. My hair is, I don't have an awful lot of it. But so I'm able to kind of just do 3 sections. Sometimes I will take these little face framing bits out, which I'll show you because I'm going to do that today. But you drop that last section, part it where you want your part to be. I'm going for a middle. And I'm going to show you doing my right side, my dominant side, because I realize I've only been showing you the left. So again, you're going to do section about as big as your iron. Clampy is to the front, and closing, doing a twist, holding a few seconds, testing the outside. It feels warm, so I'm gonna kind of loosen a little, twist more. Now, obviously I have layers, so these pieces aren't as long as the rest. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of untwist like that, and then drop it out and just let it hang. So now I have kind of my little face framing shortest bits. And these are always the most fragile parts of your hair. So with this, I want to be really intentional with my curl. I want to go quickly. I really don't want to fuss with it too much. Our goal is to just get it curled in one and not go back and do a ton of touch-ups. I know a lot of people do that, and that's how we end up kind of constantly having breakage in the front, is we're just doing too much heat on it. So you're gonna go in the same, and then just go a little quicker than you would with the rest. And then just finishing my last little section here. Go ahead and do a twist, loosen, twist again, and then unwrap. All right, now I'm gonna let it all cool down before I comb it out. But I know the twisting can be a little bit intimidating if you aren't comfortable with your iron. My suggestion is to just practice the movement without your iron turned on. No heat, no damage, right? And practice makes permanent, so the more you practice it, the better you'll get at it, and then it will just come very naturally. But try working it with your iron off or very low. And remember, smaller sections are key. It actually turns out to be faster and last longer if you do it correctly from the start and not do big sections and try to turn the iron up really high. Like, don't do that. Okay, so it's cooled down. I'm gonna go in again with my medium hold hairspray. Just do kind of a light spray all over. And then you're gonna wanna take a wide tooth comb, or you could just use your fingers. I just like a comb because I feel like sometimes my fingers might get a little caught and it just doesn't break up the curl as consistently, and so some pieces can be a little flatter than I want. But just gonna go in like that, kind of break it up. And see, like I said, I went all in one direction, so it's a little more of a wave pattern. And then I'm gonna spray again. And same on this side. And spray. And you're set. Just hope that was helpful. Just remember to practice, and little sections, always use heat protection and turn the temperature down.